you should definitely just reach out to someone that's probably on your mind and you haven't spoken to in a long time. If they are on your mind and you just been thinking about this particular person, how they're doing, how life is going for them, simply because, like I mentioned, you just never know what someone's going through. You just never know. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Yesterday I was playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Today I'm playing Fire Emblem Engage. I haven't played this one. I used to play it all the time. I used to play all of them all the time, but I haven't played this one in a while. So just bear with me as I'm trying to like refigure out the mechanics. It shouldn't be that difficult. Just like a slight adjustment, but we'll make it work. Same type of game as the last one. It's a strategy game. So what we'll do is we'll just get into a quick skirmish as we talk about the lesson for today. And the lesson for today is going to be quick, simple, to the point. Let me just adjust the camera real quick. It's going to be quick, simple, and to the point. Simply because that's what the action that's going to be required of you that comes out from this video. That's how long it's going to take you to do this action. Simple, fast, and to the point. Simple, quick, to the point. And long story short is check on your people, man. You never know what somebody is going through. Like a light conversation such as, "Hey man, what up, Joe? How you doing, big dog? I ain't talked to you in a minute." That might change the trajectory of someone's day, week, even year. Like, we really don't know. There are no good maps. There are no good maps to do. So in this game, the entire map is a place for has a place for you to go, and each place that you go has its own individual maps. Remember, it's a strategy game. There's no great map, especially considering I haven't played this in a long time, for me to get reacclimated. But let's just go straight into whatever map that we currently have open, and that's kind of the main point. Whenever you hit up somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time, you just entering some random person's life map, not random to you, but random to in the grand scheme of it being 8 billion plus people, and now you're entering their map. All right, when you enter their map, this is perfect. I got like the perfect team. So we're just gonna run it like this. I don't need to check anything. I have not played this game in a long time, but I should
ready for me?
Do well. Game, like I said, this game is just like the last one. It's a strategy game. If you're not familiar, I haven't played it in a while, so I'm trying to learn how to zoom out. It's just slightly different. But you can see the map in the bottom right corner where my face is most likely going to be for this video. But same deal. Sorry, my daughter just cried for a second. Threw me off. You got a grid, probably 30 by 30. I'm not really sure. The whole point is to clear out these enemies. Just like the last game, every terrain is accounted for in the layout of the map, and every square that you step in matters. Real simple game. It's a real simple game that I haven't played in a while, so just kind of bear with me as we master this thing. But you should definitely just reach out to someone that's probably on your mind and you haven't spoken to in a long time. If they are on your mind and you just been thinking about this particular person, how they're doing, how life is going for them, simply because, like I mentioned, you just never know what someone's going through. You just never know. It's simple to say like, they'll be fine, or I know I ain't talked to him in a minute, but you know, why should I hit him up? You know, I'm probably just stressed out for no reason about their well-being, or you know, it could just be my anxiety, wondering if they need me or wondering if they need some help. Sure, sure, you could be overreacting. You could be correct in saying that that person doesn't currently need you. You shouldn't bother them. Whatever the case is, you could be 100% correct in saying that, or not stressing about someone's well-being simply because you're not trying to judge, or you're not trying to get into their business, or whatever the case is. Whatever. Yes. Let me just challenge you and challenge your thinking really quickly, if you don't mind. And let's just say that this person did come up on your mind, and you did want to check on their well-being, but you kind of felt just weird about checking up on them. You didn't want to seem invasive or paranoid, or you didn't want to,
you were beautiful while you lasted,
let's just say, be overbearing. Some people try not to check up on people because it's kind of annoying to have someone constantly trying to offer you solutions or offer you advice or whatever the case is. Sure. But yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people want to be checked up on or want to hear advice that they didn't ask for. I know that sounds ridiculous. Like, who wants to hear advice that nobody asked for? People that never get advice. People that never get an opportunity to even turn down advice. Just because, let's just say, your dad or mom always scolds you or always makes sure that you're the best version of yourself, and you're making sure that you're receiving all of the lessons that she or he wished that they received when they were a child. You might be hearing that, and for you that might be like annoying. For someone who never had a parent that cared, never had a parent that was attentive, never had a parent that made it apparent that they were in their life. You like that?
Excuse me.
Those people, they actually want someone to just care enough to risk annoying them. I can't really put it in any other, in any simpler term. Some people really, really want someone to just care enough to go, hey John, man, I know I ain't heard from you in a while, but I was just making sure that you doing good. And even though John knows you might scold them, or you might tell them, hey man, this is what I would do, and they're not in a mood to hear advice, John still might appreciate, I shouldn't even say might, would appreciate the fact that someone who they haven't spoken to in a while thought of them or remembered them long enough that they said, hey, I'm going to reach out and make sure that you're well-being. That might change someone's entire day, week, month, year. I'm just saying a particular timeline, because I don't know what people go to. I don't know what they're thinking. Of course I don't know, and that's the thing, is because we don't know, we should always check on our friends. We should always check on that old colleague that you haven't spoken to in a while. We should check on these people simply because you might be the thing that is, I think a think I'm screwed. Yeah.
Sorry.
Dang, I started with her early too. I'm not saving this though, so we're just gonna keep going for the video. But it would have been so cool for y'all to see Vale. Whether I don't know if you know this game, or, of course I don't. You know, I'm just playing. It's just to prove a point. And if you're watching this video, then you're probably a fan of what I have to say, or you're probably a fan of the game. But forget it. I'm too much of a purist. I was gonna go back and show you, but nah, forget it. Let's just keep going. Continue to prove this point. You know, I'll give you an example. I knew a lot of people, knew stories of people that knew people. I don't want to say this like I'm at the center of this particular epidemic, but I know a lot of people that felt that no one cared about them enough. That if they took their own life, no one would miss them, or they would get back at people for never calling them. They would make people feel bad. Whatever, you know, I don't know the psychology why some people make those decisions, of course, but I hear this story far too often where I feel bad. I would feel bad that if I didn't put out this video to tell you to check up on those people, because sometimes that's really how it starts. Like, one person has the ability to change someone's day, change someone's life, essentially, if we're being real about it. But we're too like to ourselves, I would say. You know, we're I'm not really sure how to put it. If I'm trying to be gentle around this particular topic. It's the winter time. You know how, you know, some people get depressed in the winter.
Sorry if that was too much.
You know, it gets hard for people. You know, it's let's just say someone's birthday. You know, it's Christmas coming up. Like, you know, you're supposed to provide. If you're a parent, then you're supposed to have everything figured out, or, you know, at least that's what we're told and that's what we're taught. But we know that that's not always the case. And it's disheartening, I would say, or it can be disheartening or just depressing, I would say, if you're told you're supposed to have something figured out and you don't, and you really don't have anyone to call on, or, you know, you don't have anyone that could just tell you like, hey, you're doing a good job. Hey, just keep up the good work. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Keep it up. You know, if you don't have anyone that's in your corner that's telling you that, then, you know, sometimes it's hard to believe. You know, it's hard to like be your biggest hype man.
It's not getting any better.
Even though we really need you to be. Like, we need you to be your hype man. We need you to make it. We need you to be successful. It's hard. It's very hard to do that. I trust me, I get it. I get it, and it's almost like unfair to require that sometimes for people, to make sure that they have everything figured out. Man, sometimes even that ask in and of itself is so disheartening for some people, because they feel like, bro, I've been trying. I've been trying, bro. Like, I've been doing it all. You know, I just need some people feel like, bro, I just need a break. You know, I just need some help. I need money. I need that. Like, you know, there's a lot that people go through, and I don't even need to give that many more examples. But just know that you could be that one thing that brightens up someone's holidays this year just by reaching out and going, hey, I just wanted to check on you, make sure everything was good. The bigger question is why not? Like, if you feel like, nah, I'm cool, I'm not gonna do it. You know, I'm buddy on the internet talking crazy, man want me to check up on people, who checking up on me? You know, all valid questions, thoughts, concerns, etc. You know, I feel you, but, listen, simply being that one person that changes someone's day could create such an impactful domino effect. And I'm trying to tell you, it could create such an impactful domino effect that you could save or help that one person who could save or help 100 people. Simply by reaching out, simply by saying, hey, I hope everything's well. I hope you're okay. You know, I'm sorry that I haven't reached out in a minute, but I just thought about you, blah, 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 whatever. Man, that might make somebody go, damn, man, I guess that's it. The fact that you reached out, first off, I've always been a fan of you. I've always liked you. I always thought you were cool. You reached out to me like that means a lot. Thank you. You know, that happens. That happens. Like, and you would never know who that person is that really looks up to you because you're too concerned about what they would think if you reached out, or you're too in your own head. You feel like you can't help or solve anything or do anything. And that's not true. I'm telling you, I've done a lot. You know, I've helped a lot of people. I had some people express to me how I changed they say changed their life. Just humbly speaking, I might have like encouraged them once or twice, but definitely didn't. I wouldn't say I changed someone's life. But, you know, if I did, then cool. And if they think that, even better. You know, I'm glad that I was able to assist to that magnitude that someone would even make that claim. You know, I just think about all the tough times I've been through in my life. That's kind of just what's going on in my head right now. All of the difficult moments I had.
Caught you sleeping.
And I remember who looked out for me. I remember who helped me out. I remember who was, you know, gave me a pat on the back or a call or whatever the case. I remember those in moments that I needed it to. Oh, I definitely remember. Let me tell y'all, there was one time I was super, super depressed. You know, I was going through it a lot. I never really said anything, but I don't go to work always with a smile. Always like positive and happy. Simply because I wanted to be the person to have that infectious energy. Like I wanted other people to also feel happy when they saw me, I should say. So, you know, I would always go to work with a smile. And I'm like super depressed, but I got in like a car accident. The girl I was dating at the time and we broke up. You
I'm
know,
not badly hurt.
Going through a tough breakup. You know, if anyone's ever been through a breakup before, and this was really my first one because I haven't really dated like that. So that was a tough experience. You know, if anyone knows what I mean, you know, or has been through that, they get it. Like, a tough breakup is hard on you, and you're dealing with trying to work and, you know, trying to be the utmost professional person or whatever, trying to appear like you got it all handled. That was me. And then I go into the office, and one guy, he comes up to me and goes, Tyreek,
please protect us.
he goes, everything okay? And he asked that question, and I just looked at him, and I was about to answer him, like, yeah, bro, everything's cool. What made you ask? Whatever the case is. But I couldn't. Soon as I looked up to him and I made eye contact with him, I just cried, bro. I just was like, all the feelings were, I just was overwhelmed. All my feelings came out. And it was weird for me because I'm thinking, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I got this whole thing figured out. And I'm just sitting there just like, dang, I don't have this figured out. I'm not good at all. And I didn't know until I really didn't know I wasn't that good until you asked me. Now I see, like, nah, I'm not doing well. Actually, I thought I was good. I am not good, bro. And this guy has no idea about this story, or that I'm about to put it out on the internet, or thought I was gonna break down, or he had no idea that I felt the way that I did. How could he? Of course he did. But he reached out and he asked anyway, and now I'm able to now have the conversation with you. Not saying that you desperately need this, whoever you are, but I needed it in that moment. And if I don't continue that charity or kindness, just to check up on people, just asking, hey, is everything okay? Just because they might need it, just because. I don't know if they will. I pray that their situation, no one's situation, ever gets that bad where that one question is the last thing holding them up. I pray that's not the case. But for some people it is the case, and they need you. I hate to put all the pressure on you, and it's not fair that I'm asking you to do it, whoever you are. but they need you. And being that person, that's not really an ask that I'm going to, or someone's going to require you to do often. It's not really I know I guess it's kind of unusual for someone to post a video and talk about this, especially while playing a game. But just know, bro, you might be that one thing holding or keeping someone up, and they didn't know that they needed you, but they need you. They didn't know that they needed that phone call, they needed that text, or they needed that one person to just say, hey, I hope all is well, hope you're doing good, hope everything's good with the fam or job or this or that. Man, they might break down, they might start crying, they might be like, no, everything is not okay, but I'm so happy you asked. I just needed to talk it out. I just needed to cry. I just needed to yell. I just needed to vent. You know what I'm saying? They just needed a friend. And it's sad that we have to be in perfect situations, or our relationship has to be flawless in order for me to check up on you. I don't believe that should be the case, bro. I think everybody needs somebody, and sometimes you don't get to choose you don't get to pick your heroes, I should say. It's a weird statement, I guess. I shouldn't say it like that. I don't know. I suppose you get the point. It's 2025. People are smarter than ever before. So I'm sure the point is loud and clear. You don't get to pick who is helping you all the time. Who's going to be all the time. It'd be cool if you did, and it'd be great if you could, because then you would never, feel as though you don't have someone in your corner. I definitely wouldn't want anyone to feel like the only person that cares is some random guy on the internet on YouTube. I don't want that for anyone. And I'm sure, if you care and if you have a heart of compassion, then you don't want that for anyone either. So, just check up on people, man. that's plain and simple the lesson of the day. It's probably a lot longer than I thought. I thought I was going to easily do this map.
You'll get no sympathy from me.
That is not the case. This is not as easy as it used to be for me. And that's what happens when you don't play something for a long time, or you don't do something for a long time. You think it's sweet. You think everything easy. That's why they say practice makes perfect. Even a game like this I haven't played in a long time, man. This took a lot longer than I thought. But it's all good. I had fun doing this. I've been having fun playing Fire Emblem. Shout out to Alan Dills, a man I met in college, a colleague I met in college while I was studying to get my degree in mathematics. He was in the graduate program, and he shouted the YouTube video out for the last YouTube video, and that definitely made my morning seeing that, or afternoon, or whenever I saw it. So shout out to Alan Dills, man. Listen, we about to clear this map. I'm going to win. For those who are, let's just say, OG Fire Emblem fans, no, this wasn't that pretty. I'm not saving this. I'm not gonna let Dale down like that. I am playing Classic, so when you lose a character in the map, she's no longer in the game. I'm not letting Dale down like that. I'm not saving this, man. We gonna get her back, but I just wanted to clear this map so that we could continue our streak of being consistent on our YouTube videos. Listen, check on your people, man. Make sure they're good. Simple text, call, hug, dap, gaming.